Space, the boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the Earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robitussin CF Max. Nothing lasts longer and treats more symptoms for your cough, cold, and flu. Robitussin, because it's never just a cough.
In a few moments, you will have an experience which will seem completely real. It will be the result of your subconscious fears transformed to your conscious awareness. Warning, this tape must not be played by government personnel. It can be extremely harmful and result in severe trauma. You have 5 seconds to terminate this tape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's good to see you. I must go. I know I must go.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat.
Lexi, tell us something interesting.
Okay, the Earth is flat, and a witch stole his pants.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it. Holy sh**.
Do you think the Earth is flat, Snoop? What do you
It's a flat world after all.
Smoke weed every day.
Und jetzt der Verkehr. Vorsicht, liebe Autofahrer, auf der A3 Oberhausen Richtung Arnheim ist die linke Spur aufgrund eines UFO-Absturzes gesperrt.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship currently at war with mainstream science. Meanwhile, the peanut gallery is very upset. He made the popcorn, got large 2-liter bottles of Coke, the liquid, not the powder, got his recliner chair all set with blankets and was ready for the grand show, otherwise known as the Russian coup. Then nothing. It was the worst disappointment for him since Battlefield Earth. That's an old movie reference. You should look that up. It's really, really terrible. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Mark. If you can't find it, well, you're just not very good at the internet. Currently, the show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And yes, Carolina, if it is not, what the hell day is it? June 27th, 2023. Then you are listening to a rerun Quote of the day goes exactly like these two things. We started our march due to injustice. We showed no aggression, but we were hit by missiles and helicopters. This was the trigger. Who said this? The leader of the failed Russian coup, which we will talk about, which you probably didn't even know was happening, by the way. The second one, kind of related, goes like this. Ignorance is bliss, but technically, a sitting duck is also happy just sitting there. Who said that? Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones during dinner, which I had with him, which we're going to talk about. There's a story that goes with that. We're not going to talk about that, though. It's pretty sad. My co-host, she's lovely, she's sassy, she's one of the biggest flat earth rock stars ever, Karen B, showing off some ink from the channel. Karen B,
what's up?
Hey, Karen.
Mm-hmm.
It's another Tuesday.
Indeed.
And we are slowly but surely getting ready for the big event of the year, which would be Flattoberfest.
Absolutely.
Which you are putting on, which I am so excited about. But first, hey, Karen, being the current queen of Flat Earth, it must be hard to find Flat Earth friends. Do you know an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary horizontal level plane?
Why, yes, that would be the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app.
Sure enough, it's the perfect gift for friends, family, and complete strangers. Watch the featured video every day for 2 weeks and see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 you've ever spent. Somebody said that I sound like Ben Grimm from the Fantastic Four when I try to do that. And then Rick Hummer, when I told him that, he's going, hey, you know what? He kind of sounds like Ben Grimm from the Fantastic Four. So don't forget, you can also find this program on BitChute and Brighteon, Rockfin and Rumble. YouTube is not the end of Flat Earth. It is just the beginning. Shout outs. Obviously, we got a few shout outs today. Flat Earthers, Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones, support the Flat Earth cause and get the coolest hoodies ever. Go to the strong.family, won't you, and pick up some merch. So guess what I did, Karen?
What did you do?
When I went down, I was down at the big LA meetup just a couple days ago down in Huntington Beach, California. Very sandy, very fantastic. And I showed up an extra day early so I didn't catch any hell because, when rock stars want to hang out with you. So Stefan says, hey, let's go out to dinner. So he and his girlfriend, Sarah, who I'd never met, and I went to Benihana of all places, in Anaheim. And it was awesome. It was really, really cool. He took me out for dinner and we ordered the full spread. He knew so many things on the menu and it was awesome. It was packed. It was a packed house. And we talked about all sorts of stuff. And Sarah's great. By the way, she's an audio engineer in the same sort of field. She's produced a whole bunch of albums I won't go into.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. She's
and it makes sense.
Yeah, they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect together. Like they said, when you can professionally complain about the same things, you're pretty much golden. And it was great. It was awesome. And I know Stefan is listening, so I also want to mention to you. We'll talk off air, which is I won't say it here, but turns out Sarah's mom used to work in the agency building across the street from here.
Okay.
Or at least that's the thought. I can't prove it. No one can prove it. But I looked her up. I'm pretty sure it was the building across the street. I can't really confirm or deny that. But that would also imply that I was in an agency building over here. But whatever. Doesn't really matter. Am I allowed to talk about this? Okay, we're good. So that was really, really fun. So thank you to Stefan. Also, big thank you, big shout out to Renee and the entire crew down to Huntington Beach or Sunset Beach. It was wonderful. It was my second trip down there, and it was just great. I did the full 10 hours. I was there from talking to people. They showed up at noon. And, we had to kick people out at 10 p.m. and I was going nonstop. You could probably see that I got some sun. And yeah, you haven't asked yet, Karen.
What are you wearing?
Yes, that's an excellent point. Would you believe it if I told you that, I've been complaining for some shows now that, again, granted, I'm getting older and again, I'm not photogenic, but that I have never been hit on by a gay man before in my life. Would you believe it is possible that I actually, during this trip, not only was I hit on by a fantastic gay man named DJ, who I won't give out his real name, But later, when he thought that my jacket was lost forever, and I actually got my jacket, he comes back thinking that I was going to get cold out on the beach, and he hands me his coat. He goes, "You know what? Take this. Take this." And it's like, wow, that's so awesome. He said I had beautiful eyes and I was a wonderful human being. And then he whispered in my ear, until next time. And then he goes off into the darkness. Now, was any of that true? No, not really. It was more of a sympathy thing. He's been listening to the show and he was throwing me courtesy compliments, but I thought it was so sweet and so awesome. So yeah, this jacket is super soft, and I wanted to wear it during the first part of the show, but I'm going to take this off really quickly because I'm burning up. This is not a jacket you want to wear inside a room where the temperature is rising. It
looks comfy.
It is so comfy. Is it faux fur? I'm not even sure. It looked great on him. I mean, that guy, you know what this guy reminded me of? Like Brandon Routh's brother. 6'4", brilliant hair, jawline, the whole 9 yards. It's like, good lord. And people thought I was exaggerating. No. There was a picture of him and I sent it to my mom. The first response is like, "Oh, he's cute." It's like, yep. That's how it works, folks. The cuter they are, well, you know the rest. All right. Anyway, so thank you, DJ. A big thank you. But again, thank you to Renee and Trudy and everybody who was down there. It was fantastic. Loved it. And everything was smooth. The Uber rides, the plane flights was absolutely fantastic. Also, a big thank you to something I did this morning. So I get home and I turn around and I have to do the virtual meetup in Bournemouth, UK with Ian. And that was awesome. So it was me facing down a whole bar full of slightly tipsy British people. And they asked me a whole bunch of questions. So thank you, Ian, if you're listening. That was a whole bunch of fun. Yeah. And I'm sorry, we've got also a meetup. So those are the only meetups that I had done, but there is another one. Let me read that really quick. Jesse is going to be doing one in Winnipeg, up in Manitoba, Canada. So it's going to be July 16th. We've got time. 2023 from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Block and Blade Restaurant and Bar, 50 Sage Creek Boulevard, 1100 Winnipeg, Manitoba. That's 20 minutes southeast of downtown Winnipeg by car. You can RSVP Jesse at 918-404-7542, or you can email him at 300kmileprius@gmail.com. There you go.
Fantastic.
Yeah, right? Okay, so is there anything else on your side? Fleece, that's what Peanut said. He says it's fake fleece. That's what it is.
Oh.
Either way, I got to take this thing off. Wow, it's hot.
Okay.
So now I look slightly less fabulous, but that happens.
I think Brian's doing a meetup in Charlotte this Saturday at a place called the Mechanical Pins Bowling Alley or something. I think that's what it's called. Mechanical Pins Bowling Alley in Charlotte this Saturday. If you're a local to Charlotte.
Right on. All right. Was there anything else? I think I've thanked everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one more thing. Sorry. So somebody, this goes into my fake wiki page. So if you guys know, I've got a Wikipedia page that I had nothing to do with. If I live long enough to write an autobiography, it will be called Unsolicited because I don't have to do anything. It just happens. And so somebody made a wiki page for me and they put the wrong birthday. What's the birthday in there, Peanut?
It's like July something.
Is it? Well, whatever. Somebody sent me a birthday card in the mail. And it's happy belated birthday to a true original. And with a commemorative coin and some ironic old, I think 80s space shuttle commemorative stamps type stuff, which I probably will burn. And but it was cool. So thank you. Whoever sent this, I apologize for not reading your thing on air, but your handwriting, woof, it is rough. And I do not know exactly. I can't even really work out the last name, but you're from Silmar, California. So thank you for that. And he was sad that he couldn't come to the June meetup. So there you go. All right. Should we get to the headlines now that I've done all that?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So officially, just so you know, yes, I think no, officially I wasn't hit on by a gay man. Officially, I was pitied by a gay man.
So, you were pitied. You got it.
He felt bad for me, but I appreciate it. Anyway, he was a great guy. Great guy. And it was the second meetup that I'd been to with him. All right, who knows? This may turn into a thing, right? Let's go.
Sunset meetup too.
The what?
The last Sunset meetup.
Yeah, in fact, at least half of the people there I recognize from before, and most of them will be attending the Vegas conference, obviously, because they're all driving.
Well, it's super close. It's so close to LA. If you live there and you don't go, like that's lame, man. That's just lame.
Yeah, because it's like a 50-minute flight. By the time you get to the airport and do everything and get off and get your luggage, you might as well have just driven it, because it's only 4 hours.
When I lived in San Diego, we used to drive to Vegas.
There's some people from San Diego there as well. I think the furthest person that came to this was, of course, Dennis. He came in from Oregon, but it was great. It was absolutely awesome. Okay, and yes, I will. Stefan, if you're listening, real quick, could you send me? I know you took a selfie of you and me and Sarah. Could you send those to me, please, if you can? Because I'm getting crap from Karen. Karen's like, I need pics. So please send me some pics.
Yes, please.
Please, or send them to Karen directly. Okay, so the headlines. So while all this was happening, just so you guys know, so if you're wondering, it's like, what's the thumbnail about? Why is there an angry bear in front of the Russian flag? While all this was happening, while I was frolicking in the sand down in Los Angeles, we almost went to war, and nobody wants to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it real quick, which was, so as you know, the Americans and the British have been trying to start a major conflict over in Russia. That's supposed to be the big distraction for the Great Reset. And it has not worked. We have blown up Russian ships. We have blown up bridges. We have taken out their pipeline, one of their pipelines, so on and so on, factories. There's just nonstop, right? We've set basically a chunk of the Russian border on fire, and it didn't work. So you know what we did? We started a coup. We hired a Russian warlord with his men. I don't know what we promised him. Don't know what intel we gave him, but we got him all charged up. And let's look at the first headline, shall we? So the first headline is from Fox News. And it says, Wagner Group leader resurfaces for first time since rebellion against Russian leadership. Yeah, we're trying over here. We're trying to put it off as Russian on Russian crime. Oh, it couldn't be further from the truth. No, this is absolutely us. We were the ones that set this guy up, and the whole thing failed in an hour. I'm sorry, not an hour, a day. It was over. So what happened was he got, I think, like 25,000 men, give or take. And he rolls into a town. That was the quote, by the way, in the beginning, which was, we were just, mostly peaceful. And then all of a sudden, helicopters and missiles. Yeah. So the Kremlin does not deal with betrayal. If you watch any movies, right, Russia does not deal with betrayal lightly. It is extremely heavy-handed. And so what happened was they were like saying, oh, yeah, we're only 125 miles from Moscow. That's all the Kremlin needed to hear. And they just opened fire immediately. And these guys more or less surrendered. And that was it. And then that guy was exiled to Belarus. And I don't think he's going to be with us much longer. With Russia, they don't forget or forgive crap like that. If Putin had, I was trying to think about a quote that Putin would say. I came up with this. It's like, Putin saying this. It's like, I will not feed the traitors to anyone. I will eat them myself. Which is, anyway, let's get into this. So the Fox News article, that's one thing. Let's get out of that. And let's go to the next one down. Next one down is from Russia Today. If you're interested, you can look at the full-blown timeline because Russia is not shy. Wagner PMC armed coup attempt in Russia as it happened. And they break the whole thing down. The businessman behind the private military company has been accused of rebellion against Moscow. Yeah, that's never a good thing. There's a shot of him right there. And they launched an insurrection in Russia that began on Friday evening while I was at dinner. That would have been fun, right? Being at Benihana if the alarms went off. The armed contractors managed to seize an army headquarters in the southern Russian city of Rostov-on-Don, with some forces marching on Moscow. Well, starting to march on. However, on Saturday night, Wagner chief agreed to stop the advance towards the Russian capital and return his troops to their bases in exchange for security guarantees. Translation: if you want any of your guys to remain alive, you stop now. And he did, as part of a deal with Moscow brokered by Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko. And yeah, you can read about the whole breakdown of that. It was brutal, it was fast, and it was over before it even started. And that's what we do. I don't want to understate this, which is, look, the Americans, I'll give credit where credit is due. The American government and all the agencies involved have been really good at staging coups in third world countries ever since they could. We're very, very good at that. And we've overthrown a whole bunch of them. We create a laundry list for you of all the different countries we've messed with. Third world, just so you know, because people are saying, what's first world? First world is the United States. Second world used to be the Soviet Union, but that doesn't exist anymore. And then anyone who wasn't in NATO or the Soviet Union is considered third world. So as far as I know, no first world, you just don't do first world countries. You can't stage a coup in a first world country. And they tried, and it failed. So I don't know what they were thinking, how far they thought it would go, but it went horribly. So let's go to the next one down real fast, which is, and this is the last story on the Russian thing. I just want to put this in people's head because this you will see some repercussions from this. This is from the Atlantic, otherwise known as Blue Team Bible. The coup is over, but Putin is in trouble. Really? The Wagner Group's chief may have lost spectacularly, but Russia's dictator suffered a huge political blow, says America. Yeah. No, I don't think so. What he basically did was sent a message to every other warlord and said, if you talk to the Americans, in fact, he probably had advance notice. Yeah, with Russia and the KGB and all those guys, they know most of the stuff before it happens. And I'm sure that particular group was infiltrated like with any other military group they got over there. And which is why the helicopters were ready for him. So, yeah, Putin is not going to suffer in the slightest. This was just one more effort on our part to get this thing kickstarted, and it's still not working. So as far as the think tank is concerned, don't know what you're going to come up with next. Master Gunner and I have been thinking about it ourselves, but yeah, this was, I don't know where you were going with that. Just was nowhere. Oh, you already got the shots from Stefan?
Yeah. That was pretty fast.
Right on. Yep. There's Sarah. There's Stefan. There's me. Cool.
That's awesome.
There's my jacket that I thought I had lost at one point. There was a girl that was cold, and I said, look, she didn't have a jacket. Her car was way far away. And I said, you can borrow that jacket as a sports coat. And I said, you could take that. And she took it, and then she left. And I was going, crap, I wonder if she's going to come back. And everyone's looking at me. It's like, dude, that coat's not coming back. Which is why DJ came back. It's like, oh, you can have my coat. It's totally fine. And then later, maybe we can, meet up. So anyway, this is cool. So thank you, Stefan. Those are great shots. Are you showing those?
Yeah.
To people? So there's proof. Yes, that I went out to dinner. That I went out to Stefan with I'm not answering.
Dinner with Stefan.
The what?
You went out to dinner with Stefan.
With Stefan. Yes. There is proof right there.
Good job.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that was at the end of the evening when he drove
that
me.
Made me happy.
I am glad.
Been wanting that for so long.
I'm sorry. No, it's cool. That's cool. It's a cool shot. Yeah. Sarah's great, by the way. Again, so jealous because he is. It is such a great matchup. Kind of like you and Ted. You and Ted, you got all sorts of connections, but those two, it's like, it's
awesome.
It's really awesome. All right. How much time we got? We got time. Okay, we're out of the Russian thing anyway, so just keep in mind if you see anything else is happening in Russia, don't think that it's Russia doing it to themselves. That's what we want you to think. And when I say we, I mean they. That was close. Okay, let's go to theguardian.com. And theguardian.com, this is just a stupid little anti-Antarctica thing. So Antarctic tourism is booming, but can the continent cope? Yeah, booming. Right. Although I did not know that they were doing some limited cruise ships at least on the coast.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go to the coast and you can go. I mean,
well, I didn't know there were cruise ships tied to it though. I thought it was more like they flew you in and then there was like a little boat. That boat's it's
I
not
don't know.
huge, but it's all right.
Yeah, that's not as big as like the mega cruise ships, but
No, that's not a 4,000 room.
it's still pretty big though.
Yeah, for Antarctica it is. That's not something you want to hit an iceberg. Let's go to, and we are not talking about the sub thing tonight, if we can help it.
Let's stop bringing it up.
I think that was yeah, that was a distraction for some other stuff. Do I think it was real? Yeah, I do think it was real, but I think they milked it for distraction purposes. Meanwhile, the whole Russia thing, hardly anyone talked about. Okay, and last but not least, before we get to lucky unlucky, and we'll do a few of these before. I like this one. This is from the New York Times. This is a little messaging for you, which is, your brain has tricked you into thinking everything is worse. That's the title. But it's not, right? So that's what they're basically saying. You can read about all sorts of fun stuff down below. And people say, oh, things are worse now than they used to be. But no, you're wrong. It's not. It's not 5 lights. There's 4 lights. Or 5 lights, depending on how you want to look at it. All right. Let's go to lucky unlucky. We have a few of those. We're not going to be able to finish these before we go to break. First one, this one caught my eye almost immediately, and I'm still waiting for the follow-up for it. This is from TMZ Sports. Again, thank you, Peanut Gallery, for allowing me to go to TMZ on a daily basis. Nothing thrills me more than going to that site and reading about crap that I wish never happened. So as you remember, last week on Strange World, the DM Sanders was going to get his foot cut off because of blood clots. And as a matter of fact, he was downplaying. It's like, well, I already had 2 toes cut off because of blood clots. It's like, wow, okay. But I still can't feel my foot. So he was hoping that they would, do this, take his foot off early and set him up with a prosthetic so he could keep coaching. Like play with pain, man. Let's just keep going. Doesn't matter. You're a real hero. Well, turns out he goes to the hospital early, but not for what you might think. So the headline is, Deion Sanders undergoing emergency surgery for blood clot. Slated to have emergency on Friday. Again, I haven't seen the follow-up yet. After a blood clot was discovered in his groin. Let's delve into this a little bit. Former Cincinnati Bengals cornerback Adam Pac-Man Jones shared the news just minutes ago, saying primetime will go under the knife at 6 a.m. Friday morning. Again, I'm waiting for the follow-up. I had a chance to talk to him this morning, Jones said on the McAfee show on Thursday. I said, man, I don't hope they don't have to cut your dick off. That's what I told him. What? I said,
is that a thing? Like, why are they so worried about that? It's just like anything that goes wrong down there, they're like, don't cut my dick off. Like
oh no, guys. Well, to be fair, for a lot of guys,
it's a guy thing. Okay.
Ask Ted. That is something. Yeah.
Yes, Peanut, we are scared of that.
As Peanut said, yeah, it's a guy thing, and yes, we're scared of that. Absolutely. I said, bro, it would be bad if they have to cut your dick off, bro. Just cut the leg off. and to be fair, yeah, I know a bunch of guys. It's not just movies and television shows. The guys would be like, so I have a choice between that or my leg. Yeah, take the freaking leg. Right? It's yeah. So
I mean, I can't say I would blame them. I mean,
yeah. Of course, Sanders is no stranger to blood clot issues. He previously had 2 toes amputated and underwent multiple surgeries due to a lack of circulation in his left leg, and doctors feared he was at risk of losing his foot if his condition did not improve. No, it wasn't a question. He's going to lose his foot. So, and that was it. There is no follow-up story for this yet. So everybody's pulling through for him, and I am sure we will see on TMZ or something. But right now we have no word since Friday on how that surgery went. While you're in there, honestly, if you're going in for blood clots at the groin, you might as well start to work on the foot while you're there. I don't know. It's just bad. It's just bad. It's like, again, people are treating us like, look, blood clot. Hey, what happened? He was an ex-professional athlete. What's the deal? And again, they're normalizing it. It's like, oh yeah, blood clots, they just happen. You remember, Karen, we were growing up, we had friends, they had a blood clot, you had to cut a limb off. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Happened all the time.
All the time.
Yep. I said, you don't want to, we didn't want to overuse the nickname Stumpy, but so we had to come up with different things. I'm sure Peanut's got jokes for that. For people with, I shouldn't poke fun at amputees because this is different. This is a whole different thing. Okay, you know what? Let's go to our first break, and then we come back. We'll finish Lucky Unlucky, and we got a few clown worlds. In the clown world, I wish it wasn't true. I wish it wasn't true, but it's gonna be. It's gonna be, and you're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate me for telling you. So there you go. So Karen, let's do that first music thing, shall we?
Alrighty.
Thanks for the code, DJ.
Are you a blue dot? Those questioning where we live are not just here. They are everywhere. Of course, this info is hidden from you, but the app shows you that no matter where you go, you aren't alone. We are everywhere, and we are growing. Find your tribe today.
Shout out to Karen B, Mark Sargent, David Weiss. I'll be checking out that video this weekend at the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app on YouTube. Or
join me, Karen B, every moon day at 9:30 a.m. for Coffee Talk on YouTube, Rumble, and Rockfin. You never know what you'll learn about in the coffee shop. Open topic and open phones, y'all. Join me.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4. It's you, me, and the lovely Karen B. And you know what? That was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album
Night and Day.
Night and Day. Indeed. And again, thank you to Stephen Carpenter for sending those wonderful, not photoshopped shots of us. So I wasn't lying. The story was absolutely true. There's me.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's Stephen. There's Sarah.
That's awesome.
And yep, that's my thing. Doing the pose with the flat hand. All right.
Okay.
What?
You're
what?
silly. Nothing.
Are you? Don't laugh at me. I have self-esteem issues now. When you go to California, there's a whole bunch of beautiful people there, and I'm walking around going, man. Just Peanut says, just now you're having self-esteem issues. No, that's not true. My ego's actually pretty well intact. But anyway, so let's get to it. Lucky Unlucky, we left off with blood clot to the groin, and Deion Sanders might have his dick cut off. So we're gonna continue that with. We'll stay with the NFL. You guys think I'm kidding? I am not kidding. I mean, this could end up being a weird story. You know, where all of a sudden, you know, they'll have a memorial for his dick. It'd be awful.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you think I'm kidding? Guys would do that. Yep, Peanut nods. It's like, dude. Okay, we won't go too more into that. Okay, so this from Fox Sports, former NFL quarterback Ryan Mallett dead after drowning in Florida, says a report. He was a Arkansas Razorback legend that played 5 seasons in the NFL. You know, pretty much a journeyman player. Okay, so here's the deal with that. And I forgot to mention this. Obviously, it's not good to be a single pilot in a plane if you catch suddenly or unexpectedly. However,
yeah,
on a more pedestrian level, you also don't want to be swimming by yourself, even if it's in your own pool in your backyard. Because if you catch suddenly in a pool and there's no one there next to you, well, that's basically it. You just kind of go dizzy and let the water take you. And that's it.
That where he was? He was in his pool?
Yeah, he was in his swimming pool. I think it was his swimming pool, right? According to he was Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm such a dork. No, he was at the beach.
Oh, okay.
So
from the beach to okay.
From the beach to the hospital. Sorry.
Okay, well that makes more sense.
Yeah. Well,
that may not be suddenly then.
Oh, come on. It's not like it was a shark or you got hit by a surfboard or anything.
I mean, I don't know.
He was 30. What is he? 35? Ex-professional athlete?
I guess.
Yeah, Peanut says, I've never drowned at the beach. There you go.
How far out was he swimming?
Well, we don't know. We'll find out. I don't know if we're going to find it. Let's move on.
Whatever.
Moving on. Whatever. He's unlucky. Dailymail.com. Again, I'm getting so jaded with these. The Daily Mail, which is British. 90s pop legend Dario G reveals he's been diagnosed with stage 4 rectal cancer, but vows he's staying positive. Good for you, Dario. Let's see. The musician whose real name is Paul Spencer shared the sad news with fans on Twitter, but vowed he's staying positive as he prepares to discuss the next steps with doctors. Yep. Well, yeah, he's found out he's got stage 4 rectal cancer and a shadow on his liver. That's not good. There's a shot of him down below. And good luck to him. Currently, though, he is lucky. So there you go. And again, there are things out there, as you know, which we can't exactly talk about, which suppress the immune system. And if that's the case, cancer cells run unchecked, and it's basically first come, first serve. In this case, it happened to be rectal and potentially liver. We don't even actually know. It was like liver first and then rectal, whatever. Moving on. Next one down. BBC.com. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, recovering after breast cancer op. 63, Sarah Ferguson. When you people follow the royals, I know Peanut does on a regular basis.
I remember Sarah Ferguson.
He has like Princess Di teacups and stuff like that. He has 5 Princess Di 6 teacups. Now you're scaring me, man. Anyway, who was formerly married to Prince Andrew, was given the news after a routine mammogram screening. So is it related? I don't know, but at the same time, you can't discount it. You can't. You know, that she all of a sudden was diagnosed now. Was she fine? Earlier? Don't know. So anyway, now she's encouraging breast cancer screening, which you really should do anyway, I think. Maybe. Anyway, so there you go. Duchess of...
Stay away from Big Pharma.
Yeah. Big Pharma. I don't know what you mean, Karen. safe and effective. It's a proven science. Everybody knows that. Next one down. This is from Australia. File this under bad timing, which is groom dies suddenly. I have to hear that one more freaking time. The word that no one wants to hear anymore, right? Groom dies suddenly 1 hour after wedding ceremony. It was a day of tragedy. It happened within seconds. A groom has died just 1 hour after his wedding ceremony began. Let's see here. They just walked down the aisle. They made their vows, and shortly after the groom fell, the ambulance showed up, and that was all she wrote. There's a shot of him down below. They're doing GoFundMe, I think, for funeral expenses. And yeah, so he got to say "I do," but that was about it. Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know, right? So the funeral service will be July 5th. There you go. Next one down. He's moving
Someone
on.
in my chat is saying he died from obesity.
I'm not going to touch it. All God's children. I'm not judging, but if their combined weight, if their combined weight from that picture equals a Mini Cooper, then there could be some issues. I threw that in there for Stefan because he drives a Mini Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
At a rather, he drives aggressively, yeah, but I like it. It's really cool. I'd never been in a Mini Cooper before, by the way. I didn't know that the gauge of the speedometer is in the center console. It is not in front of the steering wheel. I have never seen that in a car ever. So if you have to watch your speed, you got to look over where the radio normally is.
Weird.
I know. Oh, I don't know why. Maybe it's so people will like notice it less. Just drive fast. Anyway, it's a cool car. Next one down is from Daily Mail. UK, grim discovery. Oh, okay. So this is a follow-up. We knew this was coming eventually. So as you guys know, one of the I always thought he was an A-list British actor, Julian Sands. He went. He's got a house in California, and he went hiking back in January 13th, and never came back. And nobody knew where he was. Well, we kind of assumed. It's like if you don't come back from hiking in the California mountains, it's not a good sign, especially if you if you don't turn up somewhere high on drugs, disoriented, which usually is the story. It's like, I don't know what happened in the last 3 days, but this guy was gone for 6 months, at least pushing 7. And they found the remains, and I'm sure they're going to do the DNA test. I'm pretty sure it was him. So there you go. Hikers found human remains in Southern California mountain area where British actor Julian Sands disappeared, and near Mount Baldy. If you know where that is, Karen.
Mm-hmm.
San Bernardino Sheriff's Department released the news. There's a shot of him down below. If you know acting in film and television, you know him.
Yeah.
Great British character actor, but in a lot of stuff. I think he did stage work too. So good guy. And in fact, and again, you look at a shot of him down below that on a mountain, and it's like, no, he was not shy about going out there.
Yeah, it showed him in the Alps there. Well, the Sierra Nevada that's a big range.
Yeah. Yeah. So a question, and again, if you're there, he's sitting on a mountaintop in the Swiss Alps in September, last September, he seems pretty competent, but who knows? We may figure out exactly what happened. There's a good shot of him down below. He was 65. So hopefully he didn't get suddenly in the wrong place.
Oh, the Killing Fields. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's been in a lot of stuff. I always liked him.
Room with the View. I totally remember some of this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how sad. Well.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You want silver lining? He died doing one of the things he loved.
True that.
He was hiking. He was in California. I just hope it wasn't because of something silly. Like twist your ankle, off a trail that no one's going to be on for a long time. That would be awful. But maybe he didn't have his phone with him. Yeah, we'll find out. More follow-up. Okay, next one is, who's this? Who's unlucky? today. Mail Online, Premier League and Belgium striker Cedric Roussel dead at 45 after having a heart attack in the town square, with emergency services tragically unable to revive the former Wolves and Coventry man. He had retired from football in 2015. He was a lifelong soccer guy, and he was in Belgium when it happened. So there you go. There's a shot of him down below. Looks pretty fit. Looks like one of those. I don't see any later shots of him, but that was him. Amazing how many athletes.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, a lot of athletes. Speaking of which, we'll end with an athlete. This one's kind of got a little twist to it. You ready? And I do not. This has got to be the first for me. I do not get a lot of headlines sent to me from InfoWars. I didn't know they would ever cover anything like this. But this is from the InfoWars politics section. Basketball player, 28 years old, dies of a heart attack after blaming COVID vaccine on his myocarditis. I'm going to be careful reading this because I don't want to get us in trouble. But he got a damn myocarditis from taking the shot, and I knew it. Many people warned me, but guess what? It was compulsory or I couldn't work, said Oscar Cabrera in 2021. So what happened was he got the shot, and then he developed myocarditis, and he was very vocal about it. And if you know anything about myocarditis, if you have it, you have a very elevated risk of a heart attack later. It's not like you have it and be like, oh, well, it just happened. You have an enlarged heart. It's like, no. If you have it, they tell you physical exertion is out forever, which is why the #1 female tennis player in the world retired at the age of 23, and why other people have, decide to ignore that advice. But there you go.
Wow.
Yeah. But he said, so here's a quote from him. I suddenly collapsed to the ground in the middle of a match and almost died. This was before he died, right? I'm still recovering. I had 11 different cardiology tests. And guess what? They found nothing. I have no cholesterol, no fat, no nothing. 7% body fat, 93% muscle. Then they give me the diagnosis. They tell me I won't be able to play for at least 5 months until my heart goes down again, and they can't give me that medicine. And then, well, that was it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then earlier it says that he doesn't have any pre-existing health problems, nothing hereditary, and no asthma, nothing.
Nope. No.
That's a shame, man.
Yeah. It's a shame. However,
it's murder. It's mass murder.
It is.
It really is. And we're like watching it happen in real time. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we're even fully processing what's going on here
No.
yet.
Well, again, it's being normalized. That's why the general public is not panicking, because it's quiet, and they've made it seem like we've talked about. It just happens. This just happens. These things, people dropping dead, people having their junk cut off, people dying anywhere for any time. Doesn't matter what you are. 7% body fat, or you weigh 600 pounds and you decide to marry someone else who's maybe bigger than you. Okay, so we're going to do 3 clown worlds. And then if we have a little time, we will talk about the Vegas thing. So the first one is from BBC.com. And I don't know. Look, I've got nothing against Taylor Swift. I don't. In fact, I like her. I don't necessarily have any of her albums. But she reminds me of an ex-girlfriend. She looks a lot like an ex-girlfriend I had back in the late 90s with slightly longer hair, which is weird, right? And the headline is from Stevie Nicks. What's the headline? Why the boho rock goddess aesthetic lives on. And they've got a picture of her. It's like, okay, first, that's a terrible headline for what you're trying to do here. She is not a rock goddess. She's not even, she's pop.
Yeah, she's pop.
She's pop. And she didn't even start out as pop. She started country. And she was moved over to pop because they figured, as producers do, it's like, oh, no. We got a niche exactly for what we need here. And, they've turned her into one of the biggest acts in pop right now. So, but they're talking about how she wears some things that are reminiscent of Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac fame and then her solo career. And it's like, no. What I'm looking at up there, yeah, the flowing thing that she's wearing up there in that little shot, that's not Stevie Nicks. Nope. And Stevie Nicks was more of also an attitude. It wasn't just the clothing. It was that whole witchy, casting spells on stage type thing that she was doing. But no, I'm sorry. This headline just drove me nuts. It's like, what are you trying to do here? She is not, and there's a shot of Stevie down there. It's like that shot down there is Stevie Nicks, which could have been early 1970. That is nothing what Taylor. I mean, hell, we saw Taylor in a thing that she looked like freaking Wonder Woman. Just because she was wearing that outfit doesn't mean that she dresses like Linda Carter. No. Anyway, next one down. Nothing against you, Taylor. I like you. I like your stuff. Call me. Okay, this one, I was hoping it wouldn't happen. I was hoping it would not happen. I thought it was a joke. So the first one is an older story from the 22nd, right? 5 days ago. And I put it in there 5 days ago. It's from TMZ Sport. Dana White, quote, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg dead serious about fighting in the UFC octagon. Now, I thought this was just promotional crap. That's all I thought it was. It's like promoters do this all the time. It's like, I totally get the venue if you two go on a fight. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, right? You say you got the venue, then you tell both sides, oh, this guy wants to fight you. And you walk over. It's like, oh, this guy wants to fight. Even though both sides may not have said anything. But this guy swears up and down that both Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are serious about fighting each other in the octagon. And it'll be the biggest fight in the history of the world. So I thought it was like, okay, it's just smoke and TMZ's covering it. It's like, it's never going to happen.
I just don't believe that they'll actually really fight. Like, I feel like they're just going to do it for charity and it'll all be for show. And it'll be like,
okay.
I don't know. I mean, I just want to see some blood, man. Is somebody going to bleed or not?
I know how it started, and that was Mark Zuckerberg has been training with his martial arts guy because he's bored. He's got nothing better to do. So it's like, yeah, you're going to take up a new hobby. I'm not going to sailboat or go up in the Swiss Alps. I'm going to do martial arts, put on a belt and the robe and start squaring off with people. And then someone comes up with the idea. It's like, oh, maybe we should have some billionaire on billionaire action. Right. And, he's not going to go out in a little submarine either. But he is going to, and so then he goes to Musk, right? And I thought he was treating this like, remember when Neil Tyson was asked by Joe Rogan? Remember when it's like, I've got Eric Dubay who's willing to debate you. We could set that up. And Neil says, oh, yeah, we could totally make that happen, blah, blah, blah. And you knew full well that once Neil left that room, it was never going to happen. He was never going to be able to schedule it for various reasons. And it never happened. So when Elon says, oh, yeah, well, I did quite a bit of street fighting when I was growing up in South Africa. I'm going, okay.
Come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm going, what was that shot we pulled up a couple months ago of him standing on the edge of that yacht looking like a complete marshmallow?
Yeah.
Right? It was not a flattering shot at all. And so Zuckerberg, it was going, well, it's no contest. Zuckerberg's training every freaking week. He's going to wipe the floor with him if he even got in there. And so what happens? Let's go to the final headline before we get into this, which is, we do have one more. Fox News, Elon Musk agrees to train with UFC legend George St. Pierre before potential cage match with Mark Zuckerberg. So what he did was Elon hires the same trainer that Zuckerberg was using and then takes some promotional videos and some promotional shots and pays the guy to basically say, oh, Elon's looking pretty good. In fact, let me read some of this crap, right? So Musk responded to the retired UFC superstar who posted he has a huge fan of Musk's, whatever, you're a huge fan of his money, and said it would be an absolute honor to train him. Let's see here. Okay, French-Canadian fighter who's training him, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's one more headline I want to throw in here real quick. And in fact, it's the lead right now on TMZ, the greatest, probably the greatest magazine in the history of magazines. Here, pull this up, Karen. I'll put is literally the lead right now. It happened just before we went live. You ready? It's below the Peanuts last minute clown world, which we may actually talk about. So the headline is Elon Musk, I'm gearing up for Zuckerberg fight, slams Lex Friedman. And there's your flattering stage shot right there. Elon, holding this guy's arm down, tendons on this guy. I don't see any muscle action happening on Elon whatsoever.
Yeah.
And popular podcaster Lex Friedman says he had an impromptu training session with Elon on Monday, sharing a photo of Elon slamming him to the ground. Not staged at all. Nope. Lex, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, says he came away super impressed with Elon's fighting prowess. Had nothing to do with the $10,000 check he probably got for that. I'm extremely impressed with his strength, power, and skill. On the feet and on the ground. It was epic. It's really inspiring. So this isn't for charity. I mean, this is for charity, but it's not. These guys aren't doing it for charity. They're doing it for social media relevance. In fact, for Elon, it's like, oh, okay. Well, now here's something new I can get into. If the Paul brothers can get into this, Logan's in the WWE, and Jake is single-handedly wrecking boxing by paying people to lose. So yeah, let's do this. Let's have two corporate. Why, Karen?
Billionaires.
Two billionaires. You're gonna go in the ring, and you're gonna sell it for what? $100
this week on Billionaires Do Dumb Shit.
Yeah. You want proof that the sub was real? Here you go. There is no. In fact, I am sure their insurance underwriters are calling both these guys, going, "Why would you do this? Why would you even remotely do this? You get, at the very least, you could get a concussion from a lucky shot." And whatever. How much you get? I mean, what pay-per-view, like $100 a crack for this? And what are you hoping for?
I don't know. I don't know.
God,
is somebody gonna bleed? Because if so, shut up and take my money.
By the way,
is it gonna be real? If not, I don't care.
By the way, so Zuckerberg's 39. He's 5'7". He weighs 145 pounds, right? Elon is 51. He's 6'2", and he weighs 230, almost all of it tub. It's
like, gonna get messed up. Like, if I'm just going off stats, like I feel like Zuckerberg, the robot, will take out Elon the beluga.
Yeah, you're gonna do a cage match? No. It's just so. Zuckerberg has been off my radar because he doesn't really do anything. He's got that whole permanent deer in headlight thing, but now you're doing this. Why, man? There's no reason for you to be doing this. Let the trash talking begin. Whatever.
I don't know.
All right, enough. What's that? What's the last thing that Peanut sent me? He threw in one more. Really? That's my clown roll. Scientists have solved. This is from Indy 100. Scientists have solved a great mystery at the dawn of time itself. Okay. Many of us will never get our heads around the fact that scientists can actually look back in time. Power of telescopes. Yep. Now, astrophysicists have solved a great mystery at the heart of our universe's birth.
Wait a minute.
What?
Hold on.
You're looking at the same thing I am, right?
No. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the headline that Peanut sent me just before this one, before the last Elon one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's science crap.
But can I go back to the Elon thing for just a second?
You bet. Let's talk about it till the break.
Because when I was scrolling down, there's a little video thumbnail, and it's got Mark Zuckerberg versus Lex Friedman, and Zuckerberg's got Lex Friedman in a headlock. So maybe Lex Friedman is just a wimp.
Yes, or
I can't
Lex
stand
Friedman
that guy.
is
He's on autoplay on YouTube after every video. I hate his guts.
Lex Friedman.
Yes.
Well, no, Lex is taking the freaking money. Look, if Elon says, "Hey, I want you in some shots to make me look good before a fight that I may or may not do," oh.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go back to that.
That's all right.
Stefan says Elon and Zuck is bred in circuses. I agree.
Oh, it's extreme bread and circuses.
That's what I'm saying. And nobody's gonna bleed.
I will say this. I will say this. There will be money made on all sides because the Vegas betting will be insane, and where how many rounds we talking about? But yeah, it's gonna be two nerds fighting. That's basically what you're looking at. If you've ever seen a nerd fight, it's not pretty. Normally, it ends with a whole bunch of slapping.
Someone in my chat, Ben in my chat says, Lex Friedman is 110 pounds, 5'4".
Yeah, whatever. That one shot, that one shot
of
Elon pinning Lex looks so staged because Lex's arm, it looks like he's in pain, right? But Elon's muscles aren't moving. All right, I'm done. We're going to break. When we come back, we're going to take your phone calls. Oh, hey, by the way, to DJ, who's probably listening, remember that we take calls in the second hour, so that we take calls from 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. Pacific, and that would be 11 to midnight Eastern. And the phone number is 848-222-2480. He wanted some sort of banner on the bottom. It's like, call in to this number.
There's a banner on the bottom. It says call in live. Yeah, it's running right now. I can look at it.
I don't know what DJ's doing.
222-2480. DJ.
I know, right? Come on, man. So yeah, it's always been the second hour. Always. You never take the calls in the first hour. All right, we're going to break. Karen, the music.
All right.
Get
Hey, are you a foodie? Are you looking for the best salsas and hot sauce to serve at your next Mexican cultural appropriation party? A salsa that will knock your guests on their rear ends? Or maybe you're just looking for that authentic roasted chili flavor. Imperio Salsa is small batch and handcrafted with choice non-GMO ingredients. It is legit my favorite salsa ever. Support your local flat earther and go to imperiosalsa.com and order some of the most authentic flavored salsa I have had in a very long time. Shipping is included on all USA orders, and oh, look at this. The more you order, the more you save. They have some of the best seasonings that go great on your homemade guacamoles and quesadillas, or whatever you like. They are the bomb. Season your meat with it. Season everything with it. Go get it. Keep it flat. Eat my salsa.
Gotta get you the fuck out of Dodge, man. We're going to Vegas.
What are you talking about, Vegas?
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
What do you mean, Vegas?
Vegas, Las Vegas.
I'm not going to no Vegas.
Yeah, I think, you know what, man? We're gonna go to Vegas, and,
When are we going to Vegas?
We're gonna give Daddy the Rain Man suite. Do you dig that? We're going to Vegas, Mike.
Vegas! You think we get there by midnight?
Honey, we're gonna be up 500 by midnight.
Vegas!
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
thing to remember here. If you're making still water, it's always flat, always level. So every little line that you put in it must be basically flat. You can go anywhere you want to go with it, but you have to keep them straight. In still water, it's always flat, always level.
I'm in a cult, 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 I'm in a cult. I'm at the Grove, Bohemian. I drink the juice, the chocolate milk, the holy cow. I wear the sneaks, tip up the beak, I'm the 33.
Welcome back to Strange World. Part 3 of 4. It's you, me, and the always lovely Karen B. We're taking your phone calls. It's 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. Nothing odd about that number. Still works. All right, let's go to 505 out in New Mexico because it used to be Old Mexico. What's happening?
Mark, Karen, Flat Earth community. This is John in, I don't know where I'm at. Previously Old Mexico, somewhere in the mountains.
Yeah, that's our naming scheme, by the way. People forget. It's like, oh yeah, we took it from Mexico. Then we named it New Mexico. So clever. But
yeah, really clever there.
Yep.
Let's see. Wow, the stories are amazing as usual. And let's see, my contribution to the show tonight is going to be a couple stupid animal laws. Kind of got into this a few shows ago.
Okay.
So I got a couple new ones. So I have in Connecticut, tattooed dogs must be reported to the authorities. I kind of relate to that one though. So
I could see that.
That one I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
That is weird. That is weird that you would tattoo your dog.
I imagine you could only do it under anesthetic. Tattoo your dog. There's no way you could do it without anesthetic. You'd have to put the dog under.
Yeah, well, or hold it down.
Yeah, that would be a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel good, I tell you that.
Peanut says tattoo. Yeah. No, a registration tattoo. Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, they do that with horses.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like you're taking your pit bull and putting a big 50.
It's not like an artwork. It's like
side,
they'll be like yeah.
Ride or die.
Yeah. No, thank you. I have all is right with the world on that one, man.
Good.
Let's see. Sure. Okay, this one I might not have a problem with either. In Georgia, you can't give away goldfish at the bingo contest. It is banned. And that brings up kind of my recollection when we used to all go to carnivals, and I haven't been to one of those in years. Yeah. But, used to get goldfish all the time.
Yeah.
Like as prizes. And,
that was the thing.
I had a weird feeling that those goldfish probably didn't make it home, or if they did, it wasn't too long of a life because you weren't really planning on taking a goldfish home. Yeah. You were going to a carnival.
Peanut,
they still do that, by the way.
Peanut says that where carnival he went to, they gave away geckos. Is that real? Or are you messing with me? That's a thing.
Geckos. Wow.
Yeah. What state was that in?
Wow.
Where you can give away geckos?
That's in Georgia. Well,
Maryland?
Oh, geckos. Okay, where's that?
Maryland and geckos? That is so weird. That is so obscure. I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah,
because you have a carnival roll in with like a big crate of geckos. They're giving out.
Okay, let's see. Idaho bans fishing while riding a camel. Yeah, I don't know if they have a camel issue there or what.
That sounds remotely prejudicial. Like you don't want Middle Eastern people to fish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In Idaho.
In Idaho, yeah. There's a lot of those. Anything else?
Fuck.
Two more quick ones.
All right.
Vermont, you can't tie a giraffe to a telephone pole, and there's no bear wrestling in Alabama, although it doesn't say what kind of bear, so they don't identify which bear it might be. So, but all bears, I guess. That's what I got for you guys tonight.
Wow, thank you. That's awesome. Actually, that takes a little bit of the Elon taste out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
I know, and I don't really know what to think about that, because I'm like, maybe originally I was for Elon, but then I don't know. Yeah, I can't.
I have no opinion
either way
on
with
Mark
it.
Zuckerberg because he's a freaking zombie. I mean,
So weird, so
you-
creepy and weird.
And don't forget, again, if you watch the what was it called, the social experiment or social, what was the movie that he was in about the creation of Facebook?
Oh,
I did see that. And
Peanut, what was the name of that? Social Network.
Yeah.
Which was basically, might as well have just called it
Social Network.
Social lawsuit. The whole movie was a freaking giant lawsuit, which was, once they knew it was going to be big, the creators, who were not Mark Zuckerberg, sued him, and he countered. Everybody sued everybody, and in the end, tons of people made money, but Elon was the guy that was going to be the face of the company. So whatever. Anyway, anything else?
I always wonder what would have happened if those two, I think they were like twin brothers or something, right?
The Winklevoss twins. If they would have won it, actually,
yeah. I wonder.
They would have had probably more of a presence in the media, because they're really tall, waspy looking guys, twin guys, and they're still out there doing their thing. Lately they've been in crypto, got themselves into some crypto trouble.
Oh, okay.
But who knows?
That's good to know.
But I would have actually, if I would have liked them more as the face of the company than him. Would have been better interviews. Sorry, it's just me.
Yeah, would have been more real, definitely. Wow. Yeah, who would have known?
Yeah.
Well, shout outs. Jan, obviously in Dallas. And Jan, thank you so much, because I'd never heard about that Olympia conspiracy versus the Titanic. So yeah, that's wow. Old truth is now new truth to me. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jan. And of course, the whole Stranger World community and Mark and Karen. Have a good night. Keep it flat.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Cheers.
Later.
All right. If you want to look it up, look up the Olympic Titanic conspiracy, which I think is one of the most simple, easiest explanations, the best one, which is like simple insurance fraud gone horribly wrong because the getaway driver chickened out, which happens a lot in robberies. In this case, it was a big.
You don't think that they were that was sunk because of who was on it?
No, well, I think they kind of lumped that in. But I mean, it could have been the getaway driver was part of the point. You're absolutely right, Karen. It's possible that the getaway driver, which was the rescue ship, which was sitting off, was told to pull away. And it's like, no, we're gonna let this thing. But in doing so, they made him the scapegoat. That guy was ruined. Behind the scenes, that captain of the rescue boat, he was thrown under the bus, and they just hammered on him because he was the guy. He was supposed to be there with the life jackets and the blankets, and he turned when he saw the flares. It's like, sorry. Which again, any movie where the getaway driver takes off, you don't want to be that guy when they find you. All right, let's go to California, 530. What's happening out in your neck of the woods?
Hey, Bear. Good Bear. How's it going? It is William in California. I was being nice to this bear because I obviously can't fight him. Hey, Bear. Hey, Bear. Can you hear me?
By the way, did I ever tell you, Karen, that California people are by far the most eccentric in the entire country? And I've been all over.
I mean, I was born in California.
I know.
I'm one of those people.
Yes, you
I
are.
don't live there anymore.
I'm joking. I don't have a bear. But I
Really?
do have a zebra on my Tuesday route. Believe it or not. In the middle of the city, too. Yep.
Hey.
So how's it going? So you had a good time at this meetup, eh?
I did.
LA?
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. In fact, it was damn near perfect, except I got a little too much sun. My only complaint.
Yeah, it happens. Hey, would you say about 100 people?
Yeah. Yeah, it's with that sort of meetup, it's tricky because it runs for 10 hours. And I have to be there for the full 10. And so, you see people come and go, and then you shake hands and people leave and other people come in. And then the bulk of the people seem to come in at sunset. And when they come, they don't want to leave. And so they have to be thrown out. Renee was so funny. Like, my wife's home, everybody out. Turns off the music. It's like, everybody go home. Otherwise they wouldn't leave.
Up in Seattle, I think 2 years ago, during I think it was right around St. Patrick's Day. What would you say, about 50, 60 people came to that one?
Yeah,
because we were still kind of in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
We're the only ones with no masks.
Yeah, it again, it really varies on the event and location, and like the latest one where Ted and I were there were people that came in. The furthest out generally was about 2 hours away in any direction, driving, which was awesome. There was people that, and a number of people came down from Canada, which was wonderful, because they, 6 months ago they couldn't have done that. Hey, by the way, real quick, while I've got you, you remind me of something. I want to mention this to Karen, and I'm going to start doing some public service announcements along these lines, which is, it all of a sudden occurred to me,
No way.
What?
My phone's dying.
Okay. And? Well, he's gone.
It'll be okay.
But no, he's gone. He's dropped off.
Yeah, he'll listen afterwards. Plug it in. You'll be fine.
Wow. Well, not what I expected. Peanut says CPR quick. I don't think he got suddenly. If he got suddenly, yeah. Anyway, oh no, the public service announcement, by the way. Oh, that's funny you'd mentioned that, Peanut. Is that when I was in the John Wayne Airport flying home, they had one of those CPR chest machines there, trying to encourage people, kind of like a demo thing, on your own. It's like, oh, hey, you should start practicing chest compressions. It's like, okay, so we're going to start normalizing that. Learn how to do chest compressions in your spare time. Yeah, it's a terrible idea. No, the public service announcement I wanted to make was, it all of a sudden occurred to me, Karen, that in just about every meetup and event we've had over the years, of course, you were smart, and it's like, oh yeah, we're going to start our first session much later because people party the night before, and then they get up late, and which is why you don't want to start anything much before lunch, because people just start rolling in. However, the Vegas bars don't close. So we're going to have to remind people a lot, because flat earthers, this is something we haven't run into yet, because beforehand it's like, well, the bar closed, the liquor's cut off, and then people eventually go to sleep. What happens if you take flat earthers to an event where the bars don't close?
I guess I hadn't thought about that.
I hadn't either. And it's like, I know. I mean, you guys think we're messing with you. No, this is a real thing, because like, we've never actually exposed our group to this. It's like, do they just keep going? I mean, it was like, oh, just keep ordering beers. Vegas, they don't care. They're going to keep serving you. So we're going to have to remind people, it's like, look, go to sleep, set a cutoff thing. Maybe we'll do like a broad, we'll have David on his app send like an alert out to people, like at 1 a.m., which is like, look, make this your last drink and then go to bed, or you're going to miss the entire conference, because otherwise people will, it's going to,
That's not, it's not a bad idea, though. Maybe we will have to do a little broadcast.
We're going to have to tell, well, Karen, what our crowd's like.
I know. This is my 6th event. Oh, I know.
Yeah, they'll be an autopilot on the bar, and they'll be like, the bartenders want another. It'd be like 3, 4, 5 a.m.
I just had not thought about that.
Oh,
it will be interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the few things that Vegas does differently from anywhere else, which is, it is a true 24-hour city for various reasons. And that's everything 24 hours. You want steak and lobster at 3 a.m.? Oh, yeah, you got that. You want to do slots? Sure. You want beers forever? Yup.
Oh boy.
I know. Think about that as we move forward. We got time though. We
I
got
just
time.
don't drink that much. Like I would never keep drinking like that. So
Come on. When I was going up in that glass elevator in Dallas, and I was looking down at the bar that was still open, and our group was just overflowing out of that thing. And I knew full well, it's like, well, thank God they close at 2 or whatever it is. Yeah, not now. Yes, and there'll be some people that'll be up without drinking. That is also true. But there's a lot of people that do drink. Okay, anyway, moving on. Let's go to 646 out in dreary old Manhattan. 646. What's happening out there?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Well, we're trying to figure out how to keep our entire conference to not die from alcohol poisoning is what we're doing.
Yeah. I just got stoned and made some pasta.
That's great, man. What kind of pasta do you have with being stoned?
It was macaroni. It's macaroni and spicy stuff, and like it was really delicious, actually. You know, I mean, it doesn't always have to be flat. It can be macaroni sometimes.
Sure.
I like macaroni.
That's awesome.
I like macaroni.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like several types of pasta, and they taste a little bit different, you know, every time. You know, just I don't know what it is. I think just sometimes the spicy things fall on the different types of pasta a little bit differently. And so it tastes different, you know, when you have it in different pastas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, man.
Yeah.
So Alex, let me ask you this. If you were at I know Peanut saying cooking with Alex, new segment. If you were at a bar that didn't close, would you have enough discipline to cut yourself off?
I mean, like the last time when we were down in wherever the hell it was, Karen, I don't know what town it was, but I was there.
Greenville.
We didn't stop. They closed it. Say that again, Karen. Where were we at?
Greenville.
Yeah, that town. And so we drank, you know, and then we had a bonfire, and it was really fun. And then they closed the thing down, and then we just got in cars, probably irresponsibly, but I think the drivers were relatively responsible. But then we went to our Airbnbs, and we just kept going. So I can't imagine that, you know, I can honestly see a 24-hour Flat Earth conference where people just don't actually go to bed. They just go through it. You know, it's like Burning Man, but for flat earthers, right?
Huh. Well,
does it have to be outdoors in the desert? Because I'm not a fan of that idea, to be honest.
A lot of grit.
Well, it is outdoors in the desert. I don't know, man. All I know is there's a hot tub there, and that's going to be amazing.
Yes, there's a hot tub.
I'm just going to shrivel up in the hot tub. I mean, what is this place we're going to anyway? What's it called again? I can't remember. Samstown?
Yeah.
Samstown Hotel and Gambling Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like on the outskirts of like the strip? So like it's actually going to be really super fun, right?
It's not on the
Or is it,
strip.
like, right in the downtown.
Not on the strip.
It's not on the strip. It's way off to the side, off in another area. And it's huge, and it's got a bowling alley and a movie theater and lots of restaurants, and there's a Walmart across the street, and there's just, it'll be fine. You can go to the strip if you want, but you won't have to.
I'm not going to the strip. Do you think they allow you to shoot guns like in that part of town?
I don't know. It's actually on the east side, and it's over there kind of near where like the hills are and the mountains start. So you might be able to find a range out there nearby. Actually, it's not out of the question.
But I don't think you can squeeze rounds off outside of the hotel lobby, if that's what you're wondering.
We have to go somewhere, but
just let loose that smoke wagon. Bam, 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 bam.
I mean, just like, I don't know, this is just all coming together really funny. I don't know. I'm going to Vegas for a Flat Earth convention. That's going to be a hoot.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Are you
It's like
kidding
everybody
me?
else like out there listening in Radio Land. What?
I said, are you kidding me? It's gonna be
Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's gonna be rad.
It's gonna be all of the above.
Please, people, don't overdo it to where you miss my session. I know I'm opening. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, the opening act." Nobody's gonna listen to the opening act.
It's usually pretty full when you open, though.
Yeah, again, this is different.
Because I remember all the people saying it's my first time, and like they don't want to miss it.
Right.
And there's a lot of people. I get a lot of comments
I'm gonna-
now saying that it's going to be their first time because this is the West Coast, right? We haven't done one on the West Coast, so we're going to get a lot of first timers again, Mark.
That's true.
We're going to get a lot of cherries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, there was a guy at the
I'm gonna
meetup.
stream.
There was a guy at the meetup at the beach. I had a name tag on and everything. And he's looking at me. He's like, "So, who are you again?" He's dead serious. It's like, wow, I have been doing this a while. It's like awesome.
I'm just gonna stream from the hot tub. I'm just gonna stream from out there. You can do your thing.
Nice.
Might even be up from the night before at that point in time. So
maybe.
No problem, buddy.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else?
All right, that's all I have. No.
I did last
Okay,
year. Last year, I was trying to tell people. Bye, Alex. I was trying to tell people not to not to overdo it the day before because we have the park meetup, and then after the park, people go to the bar.
Right.
That was in the Shrine Club.
Yeah.
And there have been events there where people missed the event the next day.
Yeah.
Because they were wasted.
And by the way, I don't mind saying, you know, for those of you who, you know, there will be people, yes, that go to Vegas that just hang out in the lobby. That you know, they don't actually go to the conference. They just hang out with people and because yes, there's a lot of discussions and there's a lot going on outside of the conference. You know, it's, you know, you probably should go to the conference, of course, but
Of course, they should go to the conference, Mark. What are you saying?
No, I'm not talking money for 1 second. You know how many people showed up at that park across the street that full well it's like, oh no, I'm not going to the conference. I'm just here for the park thing. It's like, wow, all right. You know that's going to happen in Vegas too, to a degree. There'll be groupies that'll hang out and, you know, bring their RVs and
They're gonna miss out.
I know.
I got new people this year that haven't been to the event before.
Yeah. I will be after my first session.
It's gonna be international.
Yeah. I will be going after my session. I will be out in the lobby basically for the entire time. I will set up a chair and table thing like I did at your last thing, and people can come talk. And you know, I will make time for as many people as possible. So I'll make myself very, very visible for you.
Yeah, there's not like a whole bunch of room to be hanging out outside. Like this is a big room.
We'll figure it out.
You can't have that many people not going inside.
Oh no, I know. I know. Okay, we're gonna take one more call for the break. It's gonna be a short one though. Let's do who do I grab? I'm not picking up you, William. I know you got your phone plugged back in. I'm not gonna cut Dennis off. Let's try Stu. Stu, can you do it under 3 minutes? Stu.
How's it been?
Good. Who is calling me?
Anonymous Mr. Anderson from an unknown location.
Hey, awesome. What's happening?
How you been?
Good. Good. What's up?
Oh, it's weird, like the Arizona thing in New Mexico, but they have the time zone. I got a buddy in Bermuda. He said they're thinking about changing the time zone. And New Mexico is old Mexico, so is New England old England?
Yes. And New York was old York.
That's weird.
And New Hampshire. Basically anything with a new in front of it.
And Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to say it's wonderful everyone's figuring, a lot of people are figuring out what creation is. But I remember in 2015, 2016, before Robinson, Caruso, Davey, and, you know, whatever happened to Skiba there was a lot of talk about the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost and his creation, created by the Father, his Son, and his Spirit, right? That's what this creation was created by. And people still think there's like aliens or other possibilities. Because like right away in 2015, 2016, I was like, oh yeah, this is biblical. This is biblical.
Sure.
And now you see the mark of the beast right around the corner, the Neuralink. They say in 2028 now.
No,
don't. Are people ready for that, or
no? Look, well, no. The people. It's not the people. The insurance companies won't allow Neuralink for just the casual thing. I mean, for an emergency medical procedure, you know, if it's trying to tie a body part to the brain, maybe. But digging into the old noodle.
How so? What do you mean?
With tech, meaning if Neuralink can help you with a partially amputated limb, or you know, kind of like a pace.
They also say if you want to have a bank account, if you want to have a house, if you want to have
no. It's
you want
not.
to be able to buy, sell, and trade, like it says in Revelation.
Yeah,
that thing is going to happen.
Well, not with Neuralink.
Like the gateway for that.
Yeah, I hear you.
But anyway, I have words of comfort. Anyway, in 1 Thessalonians 4:17, if you don't mind, it talks about the Lord's second coming, not his return, but when he appears in the clouds, which could happen next week. And Flattoberfest might not be a thing. So just remember that. No one's guaranteed tomorrow. Witnessed by the dead. We would have you be clear about those who sleep in death, brothers and sisters. Otherwise, you might yield to grief, like those who have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushua HaMashiach died and rose, Yahuwah will bring forth with him from the dead those also who have fallen asleep, believing in him. You see where I'm going with that?
I do. Thank you. Unfortunately, we have to go to our final break. So with that, Karen, the music, please. When we come back, we will pick up 504 and 604 and probably 845. Go, Karen.
Where is the
Alpha 33, targets on property, approaching food trailer.
Engage Delta 9.
Roger. Alpha 33 descending.
Hey, I know you.
They might be listening.
CIA.
Maybe.
Aliens.
Probably.
Globalists.
Definitely. I may have already said too much.
We have what you need.
Really?
It's flat
I'm listening.
and round
Go on.
and delicious.
Tell me the secret.
I see the truth in it.
I thought you might.
This truly is a special place.
Yeah, we like to think so.
Will you be here tomorrow?
We move around quite a bit.
Ah, a mobile command center. A strong strategy. I like where your head's at.
Anything else?
I was never here.
package intercepted. Copy that, Alpha 33. Come on back. Let's eat.
Long live Flat Earth.
Long live Flat Earth!
Welcome back to Strange World, part 4 of 4. It's you, me, the always wonderful Karen B, and sometimes Peanut. He's around, just doing whatever. All right, we're taking your phone calls, 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. You listening, DJ? You big stud, you? All right, let's go to take a pick. Karen, Canada or Dennis?
Why are you making me pick?
Oh, fine. I'll pick Canada. All right, 604. What's happening up in what used to be Narnia?
Oh, lots of stuff. Went to the RCMP musical ride on Monday. That was pretty cool. I haven't been there since when I was a kid.
Cool.
And I thought it was kind of cool when they do that, the circle, and they point their swords or whatever those things are towards the center. They call it the dome, so I kind of chuckled to myself.
Cool. That's great.
And yeah, and not much else is happening, really. And you mentioned the Titanic and the Olympia. My mother came over on White Star Line, the Aquitania.
Really?
Back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, she came over as a war bride. Yeah, she was one of Winston Churchill's stenographers, apparently.
That's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I've been listening, and I was wondering, are you doing anything special for the 8th anniversary show? I guess that's 416, right?
Is it forced? Wait, why would it be 416?
Because 52
50 times 8. Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Go ahead, Karen.
You're doing math. 52.
If you're doing maths, that's what she's doing. So divide 416 by 8 years?
Divided by 52.
Yeah.
Because there's 52 weeks in a year. So
I think we missed one at one point. Nah. I like the numbers. 300, 400, 500, and of course 420, which is going to be 420 because Stefan's going to be back for 420 per his request. You don't get a lot of guests that say, "Hey, can I be on 420?" And the most unusual request after that, the 422,
right?
Because it's 422. Like, dude. Okay, so he's going to be on for 420, then off for a week, then back on 422. Awesome.
422.
That's going to be a first. So no, probably not going to celebrate the 8th anniversary officially, because I don't even know if we've missed shows between then and now. We haven't missed many, that's for sure.
Yeah, it hasn't been very many.
Maybe just a couple.
Anyway, shout out to Jan. She always mentions me, and to you guys, and maybe I could arrange to come down. I got a cousin down in Reno, so.
Oh, you absolutely could make it. If you make it to Reno, that's just a hop, skip, and a jump. If you're
Yeah, she just lost her husband recently, so I was thinking I haven't seen her for a long time.
cheer up, make her a +1. There were a number of +1s at the Los Angeles thing I went to. Nothing better than being a +1 at a flat Earth thing where they're just deer in headlight stare. Just oh wow, what is happening? Who are all these people?
Anyway. Oh, I went up to one of the horses. They have 24, and then the leader's 25. So one of the horses, you all get to go down and pet the horses. And it was a French Canadian rider, their lady, and I asked her what her horse's name was. I'm hoping it was Lordique because the way she said it, it sounded like something else. So, poor thing, if that's named that. Oh my gosh. You know, the word you were mentioning earlier?
Right.
Yeah. He said it was a very French accent. I said, excuse me, what's the name? Poor horse. Anyway.
Any shout outs?
You and Karen, Zulu, and of course Jan. I was like listening to Jan and everybody else in the Flat Earth community, and you got to have a Flattoberfest one day up in Canada, or Winterfest, or Flat Winterfest. That would be cool.
We'll work on it. How's that? We gotta get through this thing first.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Enjoy. Thanks.
All right. Have a good one. You have a good night. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye. All right. Let's go out to Dennis in 504. Dennis is driving, obviously, on Interstate 5, heading probably north. It is 18-wheeler. He was just at the Los Angeles meetup. What's happening, Dennis?
Yes, I am going north, but pretty slow. We're in a construction zone, which is actually ideal for talking on the phone because less noise, less distraction. Good deal. I had a question. I'd actually called in because the YouTube, for whatever reason, the volume was too weak. So I said, call in, but you're probably going to answer the phone. So I thought to talk about a question, Flattoberfest. For my question is something to do. You guys were talking about, getting drunk and the alcohol. So my question's not so much about from Friday night on. I tend to be at Sam's Town. Great choice for the location and all in East Las Vegas. Awesome. I was thinking though of Thursday or Friday, a possible side trip that's close in the area. I got two things in mind, and I don't think I'm going to have time to do both. So my question is, which one? The two things, one's easier to do. There's the Hoover Dam, and there's the other is the Grand Canyon. And I know the Hoover Dam's real close. It's real doable. If I did that, I'd arrive Thursday night and do that Friday morning would be the way to do that. And there's a historic desert trail that goes through maybe 2 miles long, and it goes through several tunnels in the mountain, and it starts at the Hoover Dam Lodge Casino, like 2 miles, and it has great views of Lake Mead, about a 2-mile hike there and back, or you could just drive right to the dam and park there. I'd do the trail with my wife and whoever, but that's something that's real close into town, not like 20 miles from the Sam's Town or southeast of it. The other thing is, I've done that trail before, by the way, when I was a truck driver. Oh, I mean, I am a truck driver right this moment, but when I was over the road all over the United States, I stopped there and did that. But my question, I've never been to the Grand Canyon, and maybe one of you two have. If I was situated, arrived there the night before, can I do that in one day? Or is it 2 days minimum? Or what's the deal with that? Which one of those would you recommend? If I had to do it in one long day.
Well, the Grand Canyon.
Yes.
You could How far is the Grand Canyon from Las Vegas?
I do know it's in North Arizona. I think it's in like Northwest Arizona. But the Hoover Dam's like right on the border at 25 miles. I think I counted it, or less than 25 miles, over 20. The Grand Canyon's going to be further than that. I think the southern rim would be the thing I'd go to. I may have to drive down to. I haven't looked at it, but I think there's the easy entrance. From what I remember, may have to go down to close to Flagstaff on I-40. So it's a more substantial drive. Sure.
It's like a 4-hour drive.
Go there the night.
Dennis, it's like a 4-hour drive to the Grand Canyon from Las Vegas.
Okay, so not too bad.
But that's an all-day thing, though. The Grand Canyon is an all-day thing. It's big.
Can you do it, would you say, in one day decently if you arrive there the night before?
Yeah. Or if you get there early.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it depends.
Okay, so
it depends what you
I'll-
want to do there, really. I guess it depends what you want to do there, but it's big. The Grand Canyon is huge. So it just depends how much time you want to spend there and what places you want to look at, and I don't know, but you can spend the whole day there easy.
Yeah, because I want to meet people Friday night. I think I won't do my game plan. I can tell you now, I'm not going to do the Grand Canyon unless I can get there Wednesday night. So that's what I don't know if I will or not, but yeah, that's what the deal is there. But because I just wanted to ask because I've never done it before. I've never been there.
No, it's cool. You should go check it out. It's a really
okay,
big
I will,
hole in the
because
ground.
you suggested it. I'll get there Wednesday night, and I'll go to the Grand Canyon all day Thursday, and maybe or maybe not do that Hoover Dam Friday morning. Depend on maybe not if I do the yes. I don't want to cram everything in. So, yep, that's the plan. I bought my Flattoberfest tickets while Mark was talking in the previous segment, just before I took off.
Cool.
Awesome.
Very, very cool.
That's all I got. Yeah, that's. I heard that Russian thing in the news about what was it? The Waterman Group. I forgot the name. I heard of it.
Wagner.
That's the name of it.
Wagner.
Yeah. Yep, Wagner. I had heard of that group before, and I saw that over the weekend just briefly. I was like, yeah, registered, but I hadn't heard more about it until you mentioned it.
Cool. Anything else, Dennis?
Yeah, that's like that. Say again?
That's all he's got.
Anything else? Any shout outs?
No. David Foster, Ted Summer, Zulu. I just want to say, I'll say this quick. The other couple months ago, when you were talking about the '80s, and you said you were listening to The Journey, I'm not going to make fun of you too much for that, but I agree with Zulu when he said he listened to stuff like the Dead Kennedys and the rebellious movement music, and I was hanging out with G.G. Allen and stuff. Because I was showed you, I had a bad experiences due to the '80s, so the music I was listening to there toward the end, and what effectively became my lifelong politics, is perhaps a reflection of that. So shout out to Zulu there, like-minded brother.
Groovy. All right, man. Hey, nice to hear from you. You drive safe, okay?
Will do. I could do it right now. I'm going about 3 miles an hour.
Yo, that's pretty safe.
All right. We'll see you, man.
All right. Have a good one. Saw Dennis down at the Los Angeles meetup, of course. He if it's on the West Coast, you know what? He just doesn't miss many meetups, especially if it's on the West Coast. He will go. He will travel.
That's cool.
Yeah, he flew down with his wife from Oregon to LA. to this. Hey, before we pick up, we got time for I think 2 more calls. I want to throw this, the '80s thing reminded me. Every once in a while someone wants to know, because my first Strange World episode was called Fireworks, and I actually found a shot of me and my partner in crime, Ashanti, who I was dating, who was part Native American, why I did so well with the reservations. And I'm going to throw it in to Karen's Skype thing right now. That is me and her in 1989 while I was in the middle of my fireworks. You want to know the type, what I was? There I was. That's me. There you go. Pull that up.
Hold on.
Oh, wait. Peanut wants a copy? Wait. Oh, right. Sorry. Duh. Yeah. Sorry, Peanut. Yeah. I'll throw it in there. So yeah, she was, because I was as white, but she was definitely part Native American, and so
She looks like she has a nice tan. She's pretty.
yeah, she's pretty. It was great. It was, again, that was, I knew exactly what that day was. We were down in Seattle visiting my uncle. She was holding a bunch of clothes because they said, yeah, you're gonna be on the boat. That dress is gonna be way too cold, honey. And so we had to dig up some clothes for her. So she was just about ready to change. But yeah, that was us. Yes, thank you, Peanut. I do look like the bad guy from every '80s teen movie. Yes, I know I had that look, but I wasn't. I had a well, anyway. All right, let's pick up 2 more. We got time. Yeah, let's do this one. We're gonna pick up 909. 909. I'll give you 3.5 minutes. What you got?
Oh, hey, Mark and Karen, what's up?
Hey.
I want to talk about real quick about the Starlink satellites, the strips of lights. It looks like satellites that are stringed together. It looks like a big bar of light in the sky.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Starlink? I think it's more hype than anything.
Yes,
Peanut Gallery would be the first one. Peanut Gallery signed up for Starlink. He waited for months, and he eventually just abandoned it.
Well, this is the thing. You can look it up on YouTube. On the 24th at like 4 a.m, I was at work on my night shift, and me and my coworkers saw the big bar of light just fly over my power plant, because I work at a power plant. And I was like, oh, damn, it's a UFO. And then my buddy's like, no, man, that's just Starlink. And I was like, so have you guys looked into that? Because I haven't heard David Weiss talk about Starlink. And they're like, yeah, there's like 2,000 of these strips of lights that just floating around the sky, and I saw it myself, and it didn't look that high. So I told my coworkers, like, hey man, that's not up in orbit, man. I can literally, it's like it was below airplane
Right. Yeah. Well,
level. So I was wondering,
no, it shouldn't be below airplane
Not
level.
below air, no.
No.
Because if it was below 35,000 feet, there'd be pictures, people snapping shots of those from their windows.
Too much of a liability, so it has to be above air traffic.
Yeah.
Well, what I saw, the strip of light, I looked it up on YouTube. There's so many of them. Everybody's taking pictures of them. So my question is, what do you guys know about it? I haven't heard anyone talking about it. Not even David Weiss. They're everywhere, and apparently everybody's. I saw it in my own eyes a few days ago. So I was like, what is that? It's just like a big strip of light just floating.
I know David doesn't talk about it because he focuses on the old NASA Satelloon thing, and I'm kind of with him on that. When it comes to Starlink, we don't really have much to go on, other than, yeah, are there strips of light up there? What's holding them up? Not a freaking.
It looked like it was.
Go ahead.
It looked like it was on a balloon. It looked like it was just floating by. It was just cruising, man, in a straight line. It just looked like a bar, like a big light bar, and my question, I don't think that's a satellite, man. It's like, it was like 60 lights in one.
No, they don't say it's a satellite.
It was crazy looking.
Do they say it's a satellite? Starlink's not
They
a
say
satellite,
those are
is it?
satellites. They say they launched one on the 23rd of this month, and I saw it on the 24th. And they say that it's a bunch of satellites stuck together, and eventually they're gonna disconnect from each other and take off on their own trajectory. And I was like, and I told my guys at work, I'm like, dude, that doesn't make any sense. And they're like, oh yeah, dude, it makes sense. Like, all right.
I don't really have much of an opinion on Starlink. Sorry. Other than I can tell you that as far as is it pumping out the bandwidth that they say it is? Nah. The old tricks are still the best tricks, and that is, remember, 90, including the bandwidth we're talking on now, 95% of the bandwidth that we rely on are still undersea cables, which started off as telegraph, then changed to telephone, and then finally changed to fiber optic. That is not changed.
Yeah.
Why if the old stuff still works, why would you even begin to try to divert it up, up above us? You don't. But if there's money to be made, people will pay for it.
That's when you look up what those lights are. That's what they're saying. They're saying that it's Starlink, and they're saying that there's.
I got you.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Even there's a bunch of news reports saying, oh, the newscast at night. Oh yeah, we saw strange lights. Oh yeah, it's Starlink. Don't worry about it. But I don't think they're satellites, man. Who knows what they are? But they're a bunch of. My buddy saw it up in Utah. I saw it 3 days ago. So
yeah.
I don't know what it is, but what could it be, man? I mean, I don't think they're satellites, man.
I don't know. I wish I had something for you.
Satellites either.
Yeah. Anyway, any shout outs? Because we got to wrap up this show in a second. I got to grab one more call. Any shout outs?
No, go. Shout outs to you guys. I'll try to make it to that Oktoberfest. I live 2 hours south of that, so.
Dude, you better be there. Seriously, you better be there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll try.
All right. You do that.
You guys will look into that Starlink stuff, man.
I will. I swear I will. You know what? I will look into it if you show up at Flattoberfest. How's that?
All right. Sounds good.
All right, man. Have a good one. Talk soon.
Later, guys.
Yep. All right. Let's grab this. We got time.
The picture is really a picture of Starlink. It does not look like.
Yeah, I know. Well, the hype is the bandwidth. Yes, of course, there's lights up there. Everybody I know is seeing freaking lights up there, but what they're pumping out, that's a whole nother ballgame. All right. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it, but not with Starlink.
New York. Not with Starlink. New York. Yeah, I don't know about no Starlink. Hello.
Hey,
Aaron. Hey,
hello.
Mark. How are you, Peanut?
What's up?
Crazy. Good show. Interesting chat, you guys. Oh my God. So, is that your new boyfriend, DJ? Sorry, not sorry.
Is DJ my new boyfriend? I am not going to commit one way or the other. But I'll say he's got.
I know you were so hard to pin down.
he's got the whole thing going, man. You got to see him. I mean, again, when your own mother looks at the shot and goes, "Ooh, he's cute," right there.
Yeah, right. Did you fix her hair?
That he's a keeper. No, because I was wearing my straw hat to try to protect myself from the freaking sun. I was covering myself not as bad as Dennis. Dennis covers himself basically from head to toe, but no, it was cool. No, it was a great group, and I'm glad I met so many familiar faces because it was great seeing them again, and we could do follow-up conversations, and it was awesome. So, and I think most of them are going to go to the conference, so that'll be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. I saw a thing that there's a gravity hole in the Indian Ocean, and that's why it's deeper there than everywhere else.
Yep, gravity's a thing. It's real. Everybody knows that.
It's just unbelievable. Just like that stupid water. They pumped the water. We pumped too much water out of the globe, and now it's off kilter. Fucking people. Like ridiculous.
I know.
Oh, as far as Dion, take the leg.
Yeah, Zulu knows. He knows what we're talking about. No.
Yeah.
That's it. Otherwise, you're taking what basically is akin to your best friend. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. Millisecond decision. Take the leg. Take the leg. There's no discussion.
You'll know if Dion all of a sudden is like hot, in a wheelchair because he's missing a leg. You know why?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I hear you. That's just crazy to me. Excuse me. And it's from this shit. These fucking people are so clueless. I mean, I guess I sort of feel sorry for them because they're humans, but I also don't because they're part of the fucking problem.
Yeah.
They fucking condoned it. They went ahead and did it and said, yeah, we had to do it. You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do this and risk your life
Didn't have
for
to do
a ball
anything.
game. I know it's a lot of fucking money.
You rolled the dice. You took your chances. Everybody had it, an equal shot, supposedly, if you're listening to Scott Adams. And but that's not true. We didn't roll the dice. So what happens there? And of course, my favorite thing, which is
our list is nobody.
Yeah, pretty much.
None of us regret not taking it.
Yeah. Or the thing I throw out every once in a while if somebody really pisses me off, which is, you remember when all the Amish people died because they don't take anything? Oh, right. They didn't
Amish
die.
people, right.
They did. That was the big warning. It's like all the Amish people are going to die. And none of them died. So what happened?
Right. Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
No,
Anyway.
by the way, I read that book, Battlefield Earth, by the way.
Solid book, man. That's quality reading right there.
It was way better than the movie. Way better than the movie. They left so much out. So much.
L. Ron Hubbard.
One other thing real quick. So I don't know how this is going, but I just saw a post. Some lady was talking about that they took her child because she refused to affirm her child, her daughter, as a boy. They took the girl, charged the mother, but then dropped the charges. But by the time she got her daughter back, they had already administered chemical treatment. And then the girl went and killed herself. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Again, the 40%
dead on my front step if they're trying to take them.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, and my dog has a tattoo. It's NLM, No Lives Matter. Fuck you, you're all cunts.
And with that, let's end the show. Zulu, you got any shout outs before we wrap this baby up?
Yes. Dennis, Mark Sargent, Peanut, Karen B, a bunch of people in the chat. They were awesome tonight. Just, crazy world. Love you guys.
Right on, man. All right. With that, we're going to wrap this thing up. Thank you for everybody that called in and is in the chat and everybody else everywhere. Say goodnight, Karen.
Good night, Karen.
Oh, we'll be back. By the way, we'll be back next week. Same flat time, same flat channel. Say goodnight, Zulu.
Good night, Zulu.
And Peanut just kind of does a waving hand motion that says we need to keep moving. So with that, let's call this one good, shall we? So hot sex and good night, everybody.
Hot sex.
Good night, everybody.
Fought in many wars, danced our lives
as it's ever been. Wound up chasing stars all over again. There's words for what you got, what you have, and what you'll ever need. There's love so many nights, so many nights, so many ways to believe.
Hello, Daisy. Hello,